Hey guys, so for today's video I wanted to do some Picasso inspired nails, and I'm going to do like the portraits that he did where it's like kind of like the abstract type of faces where they're like all squiggly and like the noses are on the side of the face and all of that, because Picasso does have like several different types of artworks. But like, I think for most people when they hear Picasso they think those type of artworks of the portraits and stuff. And so I really wanted to do something like that. I didn't want to do like the exact same like portraits that he has done. I kind of wanted to do like my own thing but be like inspired by his work. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I started out by painting all of the nails with bare bones from Ball Pit. I did 2 coats of that and I cured each coat for 60 seconds. Now I'm taking the sketching gel from Ball Pit and just getting a basic outline of how I want my little portraits to be. I didn't do any of the details at this stage. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't. I felt like it would be easier for me if I just did like the outline of like the head and like face, or not the face but the head and the hair and like the body and stuff. So I just did that. After I got that all on, I did go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds. I've been wanting to do a Picasso set of nails for a while now, but every time I sat down to do it, I ended up doing something else because I just felt like doing this was going to take a long time, which it did take a long time. But anyhow, whenever I sat down to do this, I just felt like it was going to take a long time, and I didn't like, I wasn't really motivated to spend all that time. I also was feeling like, oh, maybe this is going to be like super difficult to do, and like it was going to be a huge challenge for me, and I was going to spend so much time like redoing stuff and like wiping stuff off and having to restart. But I finally just sat down and went ahead and did it. And while it did take a long time to do, it honestly wasn't that difficult to do. I think I just really got into my head. And I mean, I knew it wasn't really going to be that difficult because I've done like artwork like this on paper before, and it really, like, it does take a long time, but it's not like super difficult because you don't have to be super precise. You can just kind of do whatever, and like you don't have to try and make it look absolutely perfect because it is kind of just kind of like a fun little abstract type of way to do portraits and whatever. But I don't know, sometimes I just get ideas in my head to do certain nail designs, and then when I try to do them, or I sit down at my nail desk to go about doing them, I just kind of get in my head sometimes, and I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this right now because it's either going to take too long or it's going to be too difficult and I'm going to struggle with it. But once I finally do sit down to do those designs that I actually do, they're really not that bad. They may take a while, but like they usually don't end up being too bad. And I feel like those are the types of sets that I end up liking the most. Like the ones that I feel like I'm going to have the hardest time doing, and that like mentally I'm like not prepared to do, and I keep pushing it off and pushing it off. Um, I don't know if anybody else ever feels like that, but I do that a lot, and I tend to push off certain designs for a while before I finally do it. I need to stop doing that and just go ahead and do it the first time I get the idea. I have several ideas written down in a list on my phone that I want to do, and like I find myself going for the easier ones or like the quicker ones first, and like the ones that I feel like are going to be more difficult or take more time, I kind of push those off, and then when I only have those ones left, I try to think up new ideas that are going to be easier than those, until finally I'm like, I just need to go ahead and do these ones because they've been sitting here on this list on my phone for a while, and I've been wanting to do them. So I just need to go ahead and do it and stop pushing it off. And I'm always so happy whenever I do finally do it and quit like procrastinating with it. So the way I went about doing this, I would just draw a random shape for like the head. Like for this one, I kind of did somewhat of a heart shape minus like the point at the bottom. That other one of those other faces I did was kind of like a jelly bean shape. You can do like triangles, squares, basically whatever kind of shape of face you want to do. And then you can like split the face into different sections, like draw lines in between to split it in different sections. I did that on a couple of the faces. You'll see like a little squiggly line going down the middle. Do the nose differently, like in different shapes, in the middle of the face, on the side of the face, up higher or down lower than where it should normally be. And then like the eyes, you can do them on the side of the face, again, higher or lower. You can make one eye looking forward and one eye looking to the side. Basically just do kind of like random things with it, I guess. You could, with the hair, you could do like one side shorter, one side longer. There's really a lot like of things that you could do with this. If you just like look at Picasso's artwork, you'll see like all the different ways he would do it. You can also just like look at Picasso inspired artwork that people have done and get some ideas if you need any ideas. And same thing like with their faces, like with their clothes, break it up into like different little sections with different shapes and stuff, so you can add in different colors and make it look more like abstract, I guess is what you're kind of going for. I believe what it's really called is like cubism. That was like his kind of style of artwork, which is like kind of a form of abstract art. But yeah, basically you just really kind of have fun with it, do random shapes, kind of just do whatever, make them as weird looking as you want, or don't make them as weird looking as you want. Like, you can really just do whatever, have fun with it. There's really no like right or wrong way to do this, I feel like, because like I said, it's kind of just like abstract, and it's not really an actual like lifelike portrait of someone, so you can just do whatever you want with it. And it's really fun to do, and a fun way to just kind of like practice, really like practice doing your line work, practice doing straight lines and curved lines and stuff, especially like if you're a beginner and you do want to get some practice with that, I think doing something like this is really good because you incorporate so many different shapes when doing this, like squares and circles and like triangles and straight lines and curved lines and all that. And I feel like this is like honestly really good practice for that. It also kind of helps with like I guess like composition of the nail and like figuring out like what shapes look good together, how to place the shapes to make them look good and stuff like that. Also with like in the end when you're doing the coloring, you know, like what colors are going to work together, what colors look good together. You could also do like a monochromatic type of look, which I kind of did on this nail, but also not really. Where you can do like one single color but do different shades of it. So like you could do blue and do like dark blue, light blue, medium blue, you know, stuff like that. Also kind of playing around with color theory and like seeing like how the colors sit well with each other and like what matches and goes well together and what kind of doesn't look all that great. I don't know, like I said, I just kind of feel like this is a good design for like practicing a bunch of different like techniques and like art styles and stuff, and like practicing your line work and all that. After I got all of the outlines done, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I did cure for a full 60 seconds, and then I just grabbed out all the colors that I thought I was going to use for this set. I forgot what all the colors were, but you did see them there on the screen. And I just kind of had fun with it. Each section is basically a different color. Just to make it a little more fun. That's also kind of like what Picasso did. Like each little section he did was a different color. I was just kind of really having fun with it and just going with the flow and doing random things. I would flash cure each section. So like I did that orange section and then I flash cured that, and then I did this yellow section and then flash cured that. There were times where I would do multiple sections before flash curing the nail. So like if the sections weren't touching, I would do those. So like for example, what I could have done is done like one part of the hair, did the other part of the face, and then flash cure those two. And then I could have went in and did the other part of the hair, the other part of the face, and the body, and then flash cure that instead of doing each individual little section on its own. Just because I feel like that makes it go a little quicker when you can do a couple sections at a time and not have to do each one individually, if that makes any sense. And then after I got all of the little sections done, I did just go ahead and cure for a full 60 seconds. But honestly, I don't really have much to say. Also, I have a massive headache right now, and I don't really want to be talking that much. So I am just going to go ahead and let this play out until I need to come back and like say something. So you guys can just enjoy watching me fill in these little portraits until I come back and have to start yapping again. And then, I think I mentioned this earlier, but if not, after I got the base colors done on the portraits, I did go ahead and cure for a full 60 seconds. I did only do one coat of those, just because they are super pigmented colors. I also did them on a pretty sheer base, so a second coat really wasn't needed at all. Since you couldn't see the base color of the nail through any of those colors. But if you were to do like a darker base or a more pigmented base, you may have to do a second coat on whatever colors you put on top of it, because it may potentially show through them. But anyhow, after I got all that cured, I just went in and did the faces on them. I think I started out with doing all of the eyes on them, and then moved on to doing like the mouths, and like nostrils and stuff. I'm kind of jumping back and forth between the nails. I did that like when I was doing the bases too, like jumping back and forth between the nails. I don't usually do that. I usually like to do one nail at a time, unless I'm doing like the same design across all the nails. Like on my Lucky Charms nails, when I did that rainbow one, I did jump around from nail to nail, but that was also because I was like doing all the red first, and then the orange, and then the yellow. So it made sense to do that. But like usually when I do something like this, I do finish one nail and then move on to the next nail. But with this set, for some reason, I was just kind of jumping back and forth, doing different things. Like I said, I started with the eyes, and then I moved on to the mouths. Also, I am flash curing a lot. After I got the eyes done, I would flash cure. After I got the mouths done, I would flash cure. And like for this one, once I did that one side of the mouth, I flash cured that so it wouldn't get messed up before doing the other side of the mouth and flash curing that. And then once I got all of these little details done on the faces, I did go ahead and do a full 60-second cure to make sure that everything was fully cured. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, but you did see me do it at the beginning after I painted the nude base. I did wipe it off with alcohol to remove the sticky layer. I also removed the sticky layer on the portraits after I got those base colors done, before going in and adding on the details onto them. Just to remove that sticky layer and make it easier to paint on top of those other colors. Just painting on top of the sticky layer is a little bit difficult. It's kind of slippery and slidey. It also can kind of be a little bit like a blooming gel and make your lines spread. It doesn't spread as much as a blooming gel, but it does spread a little bit, and like you are gonna notice that it is spreading and your lines aren't as crisp and clean or as thin as they were when you originally put them down. So I do recommend wiping off that sticky layer. Some people will go in with a matte top coat and then paint. You can do that, but I don't like to do that because I don't like to add that extra layer when I can just wipe off the sticky layer with the some alcohol. Now I'm just taking the Baddest Black liner gel from Nails by Dev and going in and adding in my outlines. When you're doing outlines, you can add a matte top coat and cure that, and that's supposed to help smooth out the surface of the nail to help make your outlines be like smooth and even. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've tried it out myself. Honestly, I don't really see the difference or like even feel the difference between doing the matte top coat first or not doing the matte top coat. So for this set, I didn't add the matte top coat because, like I said, I don't really feel or see the difference between adding the matte top coat or not. So I'm kind of like, if there's really no difference, I'm not going to add the matte top coat and add another layer onto the nail that I don't need to add onto the nail, if that makes any sense. You know, to try and prevent like the nail from getting super bulky and having all these different layers on there. Looking at this one nail right now, I'm sorry, I'm so off track. I'm getting off track right now. But looking at this nail right here is reminding me of that one character on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I don't remember her name. I'll have to find a picture of her and put her up. But that is what this nail right here is reminding me of all of a sudden. Anyhow, so like I was saying, with the outline, if you feel like it does make a difference to put the matte top coat down first, you can do that. But if you don't really feel like you're seeing a difference, don't worry about it. Like I said, I just don't really feel like I see the difference or really even feel the difference as I'm painting, so I don't bother with it. But like I said, just go in, do the outline. Whenever I do outlines, I don't flash cure anything. Like, I get the whole outline done before curing. You can flash cure if you feel like you need to. But like I said, I don't do it. I wait until I have the entire outline done, and then I do a 60-second cure once I get the entire outline done. Now I'm just going in with my matte top coat from Nails by Dev and applying that to all of the nails. Usually, or I used to, whenever I would matte top coat, would always say to wipe off the nails and remove the sticky layer, although I've already removed all the sticky layer off of the nails, because every time I add more polish onto polish that's already on there, I do always remove the sticky layer, like I mentioned earlier. But if you are doing a matte top coat and you are experiencing like streaking and smudging of your nail designs, wipe off the nail with alcohol to remove the sticky layer before going in with your matte top coat. But I have found, since using this Nails by Dev matte top coat, it is a wipe off top coat, so you do have to wipe it off with alcohol after you cure it. And I found that it doesn't do any smudging or smearing. So if you are experiencing smudging and smearing, I recommend looking into getting a wipe off matte top coat instead and see if that helps you at all. Otherwise, you can just wipe off the nail with some alcohol before applying your matte top coat. But once I got them applied, I did just want to show you guys like what they would look like if I were to keep them shiny. I thought they looked really good shiny, but I felt like they were going to look a lot better if they were matte. So that's why I went with the matte top coat. And like I said earlier, it is a wipe off matte top coat, so I just wiped them off with some alcohol to reveal the like matteness of the nail, and this is the finished result. I am so happy with this set. I absolutely love it. Like I said earlier, I do tend to really love the sets that I do that I like procrastinate on the most. But not only do I love it because of like that's how I usually am, but I do love it because it is Picasso inspired, and Picasso is one of my favorite artists. And I just really love like his style of art, and like the abstractness of it. Like I said, he does do some other stuff that's not as abstract, but I like more of his abstract type of stuff. I also love how bright these colors are, and just really how everything came out. I think they came out super well. And like while they're all very different, they do all go very well together. I don't know, I'm just super happy with this set and I absolutely love it. I think my favorite nail would have to be the middle nail or the pointer nail. And I was actually hating the middle nail as I was doing it, but once I got it top coated, I was like, oh, I actually really kind of like that one. Also, this set really makes me want to go to the art museum and just like walk around and look at all of the art that's there. I haven't been to the art museum in Arizona since I've lived here. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.